Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to our home. I'm Craig Hensley.
And I'm Jenna Miller.
My wife and I would like to welcome you to our show, the Bohemian Victorians. And what, may you ask, is that? Well, you know what? First, why don't you introduce the third member of our cast?
Yes, this is Coosa. She's our dog who will be joining us on this journey as we do these shows.
Oh, and she is quite the journeyer too. She's
Yes.
very entertaining as well.
Very entertaining, as you will see as we go along.
And she does not have me wrapped around her little paw. I'm very stern and strict with her. Good girl. So that's our dear old Golden Retriever Coosa. I'm Craig, my wife Jenna. So what is a Bohemian Victorian? Well, let's break it down. Bohemian,
A Bohemian is someone who is socially unconventional in an artistic way.
yes. And we combine that with Victorian, the Victorian era, which was the very long reign of Queen Victoria, over 60 years. We like to bring some of that serenity and charm of that old-fashioned Victorian essence into our lives, because we find that it gives us a level of peace and calm in this modern, fast-paced hustle-bustle of every day. We want to share that lifestyle with you.
That's right.
And some of the things that we find really help us touch base with each other, touch base with some serene surroundings. We have our... She said, "What's that?" It's a helicopter. Some of the serenity that we like as we sit in this elegant surroundings and we dress this. Can I tell them we don't dress like this every morning?
Yeah, we don't dress like this all the time.
We don't. But for company, we do and we will.
That's right.
But sometimes business meetings, sometimes just a visit, but sometimes both. Every morning we try to start the day calmly, and we want to share that with you. Our careers tie into that nicely because I'm an actor and I do a lot of the Western film genre, and of course that's the same period of time as it's in the Victorian era. It's just here, not across the pond. And I get to wear these wonderful Victorian clothes, and my wife, who is a costume designer and a photographer, amongst many other talented pursuits, she designed and built this outfit that I'm wearing, very proudly too. And you?
Yes, I designed and built this one as well, and both of these costumes are actually featured in one of our previous videos called Absinthe Green in the Meadow. It can be found on YouTube, and I built these costumes specifically for that project, which we filmed just this year.
And that's something that we are so thankful for, is that our work, our careers tie into and greatly influence our lifestyle. So the Victorian charm and elegance and calm and serenity is something that we are fortunate enough to work in that genre, and we try to live as much as we can in the simplicity of that genre.
That's right. And we want to share all of that with you. We're going to talk now about what it is that our plan is with this show and what we're going to be doing. So we are going to be discussing costume design, since that is one of our main businesses, and I'm going to be doing some tutorials about how to bring to life some of those Victorian era influenced styles into costuming, wardrobe. And I'm also going to be talking about Victorian home decor, because as you can see from our surroundings, that's how we like to decorate our home, and I've got some tutorials coming up on that as well, and how to bring that into your modern lifestyle. And we are going to be, Craig and I love to sing, so we're going to be sharing some of our music with all of you. We are also going to be talking with a lot of our dear friends and colleagues who are amazingly talented artists and craftsmen, and just people like us who are influenced by the Victorian era. We are going to go behind the scenes of some of our large-scale projects that we like to do. We do a lot of costuming projects where we bring in photography and filmography into it, and just create these fun collaborative projects with our team of professionals that we work with, and we'll take you behind the scenes of some of those.
Right. We have fun with those, and we think you'll have some fun with that too.
Yes.
Waist up-ish on Abigail?
Yeah.
Sorry about the light. Count them in.
1, 2, 3.
Here. Yes.
I'll pause.
More. I think she's videoing.
Oh, she's videoing. Okay.
Feel free to continue.
Hey, Fan Man, thank you for fanning us.
My pleasure.
Love the fan
We
man.
love the Fan Man.
I found a new job calling.
We did it. Like a pack of strawberries.
Well done. Jennifer.
Oh, I know. Can you imagine?
Sabrina.
Fan Man. Nice shield.
So we just want to share with all of you the lifestyle that we live on a daily basis and take you on some of our journeys with us. We love to travel, and fortunately our careers have us going a lot of different places. And on our travels, we always try to seek out historic places, specifically historic in the Victorian era. And we love to find those little hidden gems. And so we'll take you with us on some of those adventures as we go along with these shows.
Coosa enjoys our adventures as well, and it's fun to see her
Yes, she
enjoyment.
does.
So we'll have fun with that. Well, this is our last stop in Pinos Altos for today. There's more to see, but we're going to wind up with this really neat old fort here. Look at this old adobe, and they're preserving it with some stucco overlay. But in 1804, this was Fort Cobra. Not with an A like the snake, but with an E, Cobre. Maybe French, I don't know, do you? And then in 1852, it was Fort Webster. But I guess they needed a fort back then because it was some rough pioneer times. Let's walk down to this end and see something really neat. Come on. Well, I think we'll wrap up this morning's visit with what we like to call this morning's quotes, because it's quotes in the morning.
This is something that Craig started doing not that long ago. When we would sit here in our study in the mornings, he started reading to me these quotes that he had jotted down. And I loved it so much that I asked him to continue doing it because it was just neat to discuss them afterwards, and it was very enlightening.
Yeah, because some of the great minds out there that can put such profound thoughts into just a few words, it's amazing. It truly is. And these are noteworthy. I'd like to share them with you. This first one is, on the surface of it, pretty simple, kind of a no-brainer. But if you really think about it, it's pretty profound. And you've all heard something similar. Let your smile change the world, but don't let the world change your smile.
That's a good one.
Well, sure. And it lands immediately. You say, oh, I get that. I get that. But if you just think about it for a minute, it covers a lot of bases. And it's about not only for ourselves. If I get stressed and I let the world change my smile, take my smile away that I had in the morning, I know it's easier said than done often. But if you can manage to remember what we're grateful for, what we're so thankful for, and smile, and people see it, and they smile, and we all feel a little better. And I've got to brag on my wife, you've got the most beautiful smile I've ever seen. And when you light up, people around you light up. Are you blushing? Well, we're smiling, and I feel better. Speaking of smiling, that reminds me, the movie we just watched, The Forgiven.
Oh yeah, that was a great movie. Excellent.
Very powerful, starring an actor called Forrest Whitaker. If you don't know him, look him up, watch his stuff. He's incredible. He plays Archbishop Desmond Tutu in The Forgiven. And he's dealing with some very adverse circumstances, let's put it that way. But as an actor, Forrest Whitaker, he keeps this smile, a genuine smile, the joy of the good that he's trying to do. And even in these dark scenes, I found myself responding to his smile of the joy that he is feeling and imparting to those around him. And in the film, that smile has some incredible effects on people, which it apparently really did.
Yeah.
So we love that. I know exactly who this next one is from. It's from Milton Berle, who was a great comedian, stand-up comedian, film actor. He from way back, but he He says, if opportunity doesn't knock, build a door.
That's a really good one.
What does that mean to you?
Well, we've had to go through that in our business ventures because sometimes, you have a goal and a dream in mind, and it doesn't always come easy. Sometimes you just have to do whatever it takes to make that happen.
Yeah, you build the door. And you build one door and nobody's knocking, you build another door. It also reminds me of the one that we've all heard, but is so true. Luck is preparation meeting opportunity. So do a little preparing today for when you get an opportunity. Even if it's preparing your coffee so you have an opportunity to have it with a donut. All right, and then I said donut. And this last one is by Sir Isaac Newton, the rather well-known English mathematician, scientist from the early 18th, late 17th, over 300 years ago. He postulated many theorems, one of them being gravity. He worked on gravitational forces and described them mathematically. And those
It's bath time.
somebody's taking a bath. Speaking of gravity, Sir Isaac is the one that had the apple fall on his head, which it didn't really fall on his head. He saw it fall from a tree, and he wrote about this, but it got him thinking about gravity. So he says, and he did a lot of great work, and here's what he said about that. If I have seen further than others, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants.
That's excellent.
Well, that's what you were saying before about some of the people we'll have on the show, people that have helped us. Wish we could have all of the people that have helped us on this show. Mentors, people who have shared their knowledge with us. No, nobody does it alone. It's a community, and we help each other. And
Those people are giants.
They are, and we've known a lot of giants. And that reminds me, I'll just digress just a little bit. Talking about Sir Isaac Newton, over 300 years ago with his mathematical principles, fast forward to 2015, which was only 6 years ago, I portrayed a young Albert Einstein in some publicity that was for an amazing scientific discovery, and there's a point here, of scientific proof of gravitational waves, which Einstein had postulated, and everybody said, well, that sounds reasonable and good, but there was not proof until 6 years ago. And this tied into Sir Isaac Newton's theories from 300 years ago. Albert Einstein improved greatly on that, and now we have proof from the LIGO. It's an instrument. Look it up online. It's fascinating. LIGO. Not Victorian, very cutting edge, fascinating. So that is our quotes for today, and we're going to be doing that next week as well. So thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
Tune in again next Tuesday at 10 a.m. for 10 minutes. That's 10 Tuesday. Very
right.
catchy. You can remember that.
Yes, and if you'd like to follow us on our social media pages, I have a costuming sewing blog called Threading the West that can be found on Instagram and Facebook. And our main business page is Ravenna Old West. It can be found on Instagram and Facebook, and our website is ravennaoldwest.com. And our new show, The Bohemian Victorians, can right now be found on Instagram, and I still have not made a Facebook page for it yet, but I will be doing that very shortly. So please follow us on those pages if you would.
And thank you for joining us and visiting this morning. You
Yes.
have a wonderful week.
Thank you. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.